So, you've gotten yourself to max level now. Now what? The best thing to do is get some gear, but AQ3D being an MMO really does not make that easy. Hello dudes and dudettes, this is a video on gear. We'll be comparing raw stats with each and other raw stats. An augment video is on its way, but focus on this for the time being, shall we? Now, then why would you need gear? Yes, compared to everything else around you, you're a roided up bodybuilder fueled by Mountain Dew and Doritos. In-game that is. But the moment you pick a fight with someone that is even close to the ballpark of your level, well, let's just say you fold faster than a wet noodle. Imagine this, the land of lore is like a barren wasteland, filled with bad jokes and even worse humor. Now, will you go up to the frozen tundra in a pair of flip-flops? If you're Filipino, of course you would, but everybody else is reasonable. Equipment does the same thing. It not only protects you from the elements, but also gives you that extra boost that you need. Unlike your imaginary girlfriend, which doesn't exist. So, to recap, equipment is like that good uncle that remembers you during Christmas and not the ones that avoid you like the rest of us. But gear doesn't just give you that extra vision like your uncles do for you on Christmas, but it gives a variety of different stats ranging from attack, defense, haste, evasion, and crit. Was that too much for you? Don't worry, I'll play Subway Surfer so you'll listen. All of this in turn helps you to be more tanky, deal more damage, evade a lot more attacks, and do more DPS than the player that has the levels but don't have the stats. So we can see that gear does matter and gear does make a difference. So with the sea of endless gear, which one do you pick? First of all, we need to consider the fact that what level does your gear come in? So there are two types of gear in AQ3D. Again, like XP, there's the scaled version and there is the regular version. And guess what? Which one's more powerful? Yes, that's right. It's not the scaled version. It's the regular version. Now you can get equipment either by crafting or doing some quests or whatever. But the main thing is what level is that equipment. It doesn't matter if you're level 50 but you're using a level 1 sword. And if you're level 25 but you've picked up a level 50 sword, no, guess what? You can't use that either. So gear does matter, my friend. So what level is your gear? The best gear that you can get is the current gear for your current level. So if you are level 50, look for a level 50 gear. Now with this, we can narrow down the searches to all the level 50 gears. Now then, my work just got a whole lot easier. Like I said before, there is a sea of endless gears and combinations in AQ, and some even have their own passives. But guess what? Not all of them, or a vast majority of them, are not level 50. So if you are at max, the best thing you can do is look for a level 50 gear. And if you have found them, you narrow down the searches to just a few dozen gear. So then this narrows down our gear to Ancient Paladin Armor, Azure Crest Armor Alpha, Azure Armor Beta, the Crag Chitin, also the Deep Drench Armor, and also the Starlight Kimono Armor. But here's another thing to consider, my dear friend. It's not just the level of gear that you have acquired, but here's another one. But what rarity does your gear come in? In AQ Worlds, there's quite a few rarities ranging common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. But guess what? This doesn't even matter because the vast amount of level 50 gear that you can actually get is either epic or rare. And yes, that's right, there still is no legendary sets. So with this, we narrow down our searches to just these few sets. So which one do we pick? You think it's gonna get easy from here, my friend? Well, nope. Well, when it comes to armor, all of the stats are present, but I cannot say the same thing when it comes to the helm, the shoulders, the belts, the capes, and even the boots. Yes, depending on which gear you have, depends on which stats you actually get. Let's say that boots have haste, but you can't get that haste on your shoulders, which is crazy, right? And because of this, we need to narrow down our searches again. So, we need to consider what is the best stats for each type of gear that you have, whether it's an armor, a helm, a belt, or even the boots or cape. We need to consider which is the best substats you are aiming for, and make sure that those substats either are balanced with all the rest of the stats that you are aiming for, or even more amplified through the use of augments. So it is a lot to take in, but here's even more Subway Surfers. So keep watching. So with that, when it comes to the chest department, if you're looking to build defense on your class or whatever build you're building, the best armor to pick for defense is definitely the Ancient Paladin armor. When it comes to balancing, the Alpha armor for the Azure Crest is not that bad. When it comes to evasion, Azure Crest armor beta is far the best. When it comes to attack, and it is a tie between the Kroga Chitin and the Starlight Kimono set. Moving on to helmets, and this is far the best and easiest one to pick. Because guess what? Even though there are different types of helmets, all level 50, but the best one is at Epic. So there's only two, and both of them even have passives. So it's either one of the other, just look for the Hasty Radiant Halos. Now then, for you girls out there, now we're going to the shoes. Now the Ancient Paladin boots is tied with the Clograt Tutlers, so just pick your poison on which one you like more. But the Azure boots is the best pick when it comes to evasion. Now, similar position to our boots, the capes comes in. Both the Ancient Paladin and the Azure Crest cape are tied with each other. But guess what? When it comes to evasion, the deep spines are far the best. When it comes to shoulders, the Ancient Paladin palindromes are far the best when it comes to defense. However, when it comes to the Azure Crest palindromes, it is tied with the Tidal Caretakers, so just pick whichever you want. But when it comes to attack, the Clogra plates are far the best. Now then, when it comes to the belts, there's only really two to pick from. It's either the Azure Crest belt if you're looking to build evasion or haste, and the Clogra waist if you're looking to build defense. But with that includes all of the sets and all of the equipment that you need. So my friends, why do you need all of this stuff? Well, the best case scenario is you need a variety of different equipments because you have a variety of different classes. Not everybody racks a glass cannon build, and in specific situations, it is not the best that you're softer than a wet tissue paper. Let's just say that, because mobs and bosses will just go through you like nothing else. In all MMOs, teamwork is important and you cannot solo everything around you. So the best course of action is adapt. To summarize, I hope this helps, and I guess I'll catch you guys later.